Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome back to my Transport Fever Let's Play. Now, last time we made some amendments to the goods network to try and kick-start it. And the answer is whether that worked or not, we've still got a 0 on the goods. But it hasn't been that long. If we come out over here and look over here at some plastics, we are starting to produce some plastics. And if we go a little bit further down the line, the oil refinery, we're getting a little bit of oil refinery production coming in as well as the oil well stepping up. So things are starting, and I don't want to just leave it there. We've got one town pulling and creating that demand. Let's really kick that demand up another notch. So what we're going to do, we've got a massive town here. This is surely going to have some demand in it. So if we have a look here at what's where, you can see that the station covers most of the town. In fact, nearly all of the commercial district, and a good proportion of it anyway. We do have a bus stop out here. It might be worth putting some routes between some there with some trucks and so forth. But I reckon we can get something in at Astragon. Now, the place we're picking it up from is only over the water. You can nip over the water here, nip over the water here, and that's the station there. There's plenty of platforms, plenty of room. The only thing is there's not a lot of room over here at Astragon, so we're going to have to use an existing line. Now let's have a look. Have we got any platforms that we're not using? So let's get the line manager up and have a look. Okay, so we do have a platform in the middle here which we're not using, but that is in the middle and would be difficult to take out. This yellow line, it is in use, but we're not using it that much. I'm wondering whether we can do a station upgrade and get an extra couple of lines on this. What if we go to 7? What happens? Put an extra line in here, and we have to remove all of those 15 buildings. Costs us quite a bit of money. In fact, more money than we've got. So we won't go down that route. What we'll probably do is do that later on. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these 2 lines here, and we'll take this depot out. We're going to use this junction. So let's get rid of the depot. Bam. Get rid of some of this here because it's going to need reworking slightly, and I think we can pretty much do it from there. So if we come forward a little bit, well, that was too much of a little bit, to about there, nice and straight, nice and flat. Bring the second line in with it as well. Apparently we can't afford it. Alright, so for the purpose of this episode, we're going to borrow... Oh, we've got a massive loan. We need to pay that loan off. Okay, we're putting up to 75 million now, this loan. Hopefully the investments are going to pay off. And then we'll need to connect this track up to about here, I think. And then there. Fantastic. Okay, so we've basically got a T-junction going on here. We'll change the signals up shortly, but now I need to work out how we're going to get this over to here. So, are we going to have a dedicated platform for this? I think we are. We'll have a dedicated platform. This depot's going to have to go. It's in the way. Sorry. Bye. So, I mean, if we can keep this relatively level, we'll go forward a little way, but we've got to come up a little bit eventually so we can get over the water. In fact, let's do that already. Let's come up just a little bit. Maybe not quite that much. Maybe to sort of here, and then we can kind of look at coming across the water. That looks good to me. I mean, it is a relatively steep incline, but doesn't seem ridiculous. And this hill here is mainly because the land's going down and we're going up. So it's a bi-directional issue. Anyway, so we've got the lines there, we've got the lines over here. Let's deal with this section first. So we want to get across with a bridge, which is fine. The land height does allow for that. Now, ideally, I would like the bridge to be relatively level. And I don't know if we're actually going to be using any boats in this series, but if we do, we're going to have to do some major bridge upgrades, because that just doesn't cut it for the poor boats. So, well, that looks okay to me. Are these separate here? Maybe they are. They are! Oh my goodness. Okay, I've just noticed that these lines, whilst they were next to each other, they weren't properly connected. So, oh, that's why I missed it. Okay, everything is now explained. Ah, much better. Okay, so we've got the first bridge in and we've got the station in. I think if we just put one massive track down and see what the game does for us. Come on. There. Right, let's see what happens here. So we've got a tunnel that comes out onto a big long bridge, which is a nice gentle rise up, round, and then back down again. I like that. I mean, it doesn't have to go this bumpy. It goes up a lot in the middle, for my liking. Are we able to kind of notch that down a little bit? Go with the expensive bridge, make it a little bit faster. See, if we bring this down here, that's okay. It's stopping a lot of the hump. But I don't want it to dip in the middle. See, this to me looks relatively level. Yeah, it does. And then it comes down this way. Yeah, that's a good gradient. We'll have that. I mean, we can't really afford any vehicles yet, but that won't be a problem. Maybe. It probably will be a problem. But don't worry. We're creating more demand for our network. There. And that one's a lot cheaper as well. Oh dear. Right, okay, so let's get some bits and bobs in here. So, we'll mimic the slip that we put on the other side. And we'll put one here. And then signal. Looking good. And then what I'll do is I'll just say, yep, they need to be one way. Now, I don't know how many trains we're going to have on this line yet, but we'll see. I like the fact that it cuts through this hill. It kind of almost separates it. But this is a very sharp corner here. Right, so we don't want any signals on the exits to this junction, because this is a brand new junction. So that's an exit. So we'll remove that. This signal's an exit on the junction, so we'll remove that. And we'll put a brand new signal in. Now we want a new entrance signal. Where's the slip? There's the switch. Or the turnout, whatever you want to call them. We'll make all these one way. There we go. And we'll a couple of dual signals in, I think. We'll put a few in here. We'll just put... Doesn't need to be many, because I don't expect a massive amount of trains going up and down this part of the network just yet. If it gets busier, I can put more in. But I think this is plenty. Is that on the right side of the track? Yeah. Yeah, that'll be okay. And we could leave that as one long, massive, unsignalled segment, but we'll put some in the middle. There we go. Right. Brand new line in. We haven't actually specified any line details yet. Also, I've just noticed that this line shares a station with... Is it the coal that comes in? The steel that comes in. But that's fine, because ideally what we'll have is one line using one bit and the other line using the other platform. So new line from this station all the way around here in to there. Now it's got the right platform on that side, and it's got the right platform on this side. Fantastic. So this is part of the goods network, so we'll make it bright green. There we go. I didn't give it a name. That's terrible. How many different unnamed ones have we got? Don't know. Let's order them by name and see. It should be line... There it is, line 2. I think that's it. No trains on it. So this is goods, but going to a different place. We're bringing... This town is growing, like proper growing. Let's type the name correct. Oh no, this is goods. Goods. Not goose. Goose goods. And this is Arc. I just realised I've been saying Archon, it's Akron, isn't it? Then again, dyslexic people will get things wrong, won't I? Okay, so there's the green line going in. We do need a vehicle on it, and we have actually managed to remove the only way of putting a vehicle on it by inserting that line. Don't think we've got... No, we haven't got a depot down there either. Nuts. Because normally what I was thinking was I could put a depot on the end, but I can't do that here. Or I could, but it'd be messy. Well, what I can do is I can replace that other depot. Where's it gone? Depot, depot, depot. Swing that round. We'll put that on the end for those ones. Top down, just to make sure I'm in line with what I want to be. Yeah, that looks okay. So we'll put that in there. There we go, that'll do quite nicely. Now we can't do that here, even though I want to. So what we'll do is we'll put one here, coming off there. So we'll make a nice long switch, and then halfway through that switch, we'll remove it, and then we'll get a line that bends off, just a little bit. Let's turn the snapping off. Snapping, is it Alt? Control? Oh, I don't know, but that is roughly where I want to be without going down. Perfect, we're keeping it nice and level. We'll put... Whoa, that spawned right in my face. There we go. Fantastic, that'll do, because that'll serve both sides now. And technically, I suppose the train's on this line. The Arctux line could use that depot if they really needed to. Okay, so now I've just got to save up for a train. While we're waiting for saving up for a train, let's see how things are going. So our end point is the goods, which we're still not producing any of just yet. To produce goods, we're bringing in some steel from a steel mill. And the steel requires iron ore and coal. Let's get all of these places on here now. And on the other side of things, we've got plastics coming in. Yeah, let's put that there. Plastics links up to oil, which comes from here at the refinery. And the refinery comes from 2 oil depots. One right over here. There we go. And one nearby over here. There we go. We also get wood planks coming from this sawmill. Let's move you over a little bit. There we go. This is like creating a tree structure now. And the sawmill is getting wood from... Where is this getting wood from? There's a tunnel there. Oh, and it comes out down here. There's the forest. Right. So let's have a look at the results of what we're doing so far. So chemical plant is producing quite nicely, up to 28 now. The oil refinery is pumping 28 into that. And we're getting 28 between the 2 oil wells. And what it requires to then make the goods is either those 30 now plastics, or and the stuff from the sawmill, or it requires the steel. And the steel is coming in quite nicely. It requires what apparently is an even mix of coal and iron ore, and both of those are coming in good. It's really just the forest that needs to pick up on its production. So, I think what we'll do is we'll look at adding another forest. Now, I know there was one round here. In fact, it's right here, between the main line and an old section of the main line, which I don't think we use. Do we use this line anymore? We don't. The main line diverts off this way. So in theory, we could use this line, but it goes the wrong way. We want to end up over here. Ideally, we want to use this same section of track to go in as well, and we queue the trains up. So it would come round before the tunnel. We might have to move a section of that tunnel back a bit. Bring it past the outside of here and maybe even connect up to the main line for a short segment. Ooh, this is difficult. Well, let's start by putting in a station. That seems like a good idea. So we're going to pick up some stuff. Railway, pick up station. Low station. There we go, station. We're going to give ourselves just one track to begin with. It's going to be a 240 length. And if we swing it round so it's facing out that way, we're going to be picking up our wood. Now, that will do. We can easily expand that. There's the space to do that. And the only thing though is that isn't high speed track, so we need to upgrade that. Or is it high speed? It doesn't look like high speed. It's not. There we go, now it's high speed. So we're going to put our high speed track coming out of this over the road and probably sort of it needs to go kind of along here and then connect up there. This is quite a difficult thread to make. I think going this way and over. Ooh, over here looks like it would be good. Like this. So if we don't go down but stay level and then raise it up as well. Maybe we need to make the starting point a little higher. Oh, that almost did it. I don't want to bend it up too much, but that does look like it could be the right thing to do. So we'll start like that. We'll take the end off so that we go on a more gentle slope. There we are. That'll do it. Let's get rid of this bit of hill there. We don't need that now. So we got the bridge where we want it. That bridge will need to be a double bridge, but we'll come back to that. So, question is, will the end of this bridge connect up to our station? Straight off. The answer is, surprisingly, yes. We can get across the water okay. This road is a nightmare. So is that one. But what we'll do is we'll put the road in. We'll put the rails in. And then we'll delete that. Bulldoze the bits that go down. Put the track back. Nice and level. Same over here. And put the track back. There we go. And then if we need to put any roads in, which we do, we have to replace this one. We'll just do a little tunnel. What do you mean construction not possible? I'm trying to delete it. Whoa. Where am I? What happened there? There we go. Right, I know where I am now. It's saying construction not possible. Why is it not possible to delete that? Okay, apparently now it is. So, let's go and get... Are these medium streets? Yeah, they're medium country streets. Okay. Make sure that's pointing roughly the right direction. And then connect them up. So we could have a crossing like that, but we're not going to do that. Going to make a nice little road tunnel. I like road tunnels. There we go. Fantastic. Right, okay, so we could have this just as a one-track line for now, but I don't think we will. And to get it to fit into this station, if I remember correctly, it comes in on the other side. So yes, it comes in on this far side and then out under that way. So what we're going to do, we're going to temporarily remove this road, or at least part of it. Again, this is another good candidate for going under. I'm going to remove a bit of the tunnel, probably that much, and then we're going to put it at the back but force the land to be cut instead. Is that right? Ugh. Is that connecting? Oh, it doesn't like it. Brilliant. Can we get from there to... No. Let's try doing this bit. And then that. There we go. That's what we needed to do. Sorted. Right, so that's good. And then what I'm hoping is that this will just appear around here and connect perfectly. And I was deeply mistaken. Okay, it tries to tunnel. It interacts the tunnels. No. But let's we can do this though. This is doable. So we're going to take this track here and peel it off there. And try and get that to go in as straight as possible almost. Yeah, looks good. So we're taking the land height with it. And then we'll connect up that to this. Let's have a look. Okay, that looks interesting. We've got a little bridge going over the little tunnel. And you know what? I like it. That's good. We can have that. There we go. And also, we need a second line now. Excuse me. So the second line is going to come off here, off this side, and join up somewhere around there. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work. So it comes off here and goes off. Maybe I can just connect it and see what happens. Whoa, too far. Here we go. So that says construction not possible. Although, looking at what's going on here, I have no idea why that's not possible. Maybe it's this line here. Maybe it's the way it connects up there. We're going to have to do this in a couple of segments. So first things first, line that comes off here. Okay, let's have a look. Is that quite a raise? Yeah, but not ridiculous. We're going to have to go uphill there anyway. And dual that bit of track. Now we've done a raise off there and we've dualed that bit of track. Just hitting that pillar. Okay, maybe we can adjust that so it doesn't hit it. Yep, that looks good. Now we've got a bit of a bump here, but we can sort that out. Now we've got that bit in, we can just take a couple of bits off and reconnect it. It's so much quicker just doing that and fixing the bumps than it is to manually... Right, okay, so... We've nearly hooked in another source of wood. It's still complaining that we haven't got any sort of way of road network between those two towns, which I will fix very shortly. I almost promise. Right, we've got a terrain alignment confusion somewhere. Because these two tracks aren't sticking to each other? No, they're not sticking to each other. Okay, let's try again. So from here... There we go. It's alright, managed to duel that bit of line now. Oh. Well, that I didn't notice that previously. A little bit out of alignment. Don't worry. Easy fixed. Now, we come down here, we've got to start thinking about branching off, because what I didn't consider was the 60 kilometers per hour turn that I've got to put in. Which will be something like that. Which cuts straight across this main line. But that main line is not used anymore. So it's totally fine. Actually, that is one of the smoothest connections I've had for one of these railroad stations. Anywho, that looks like it's all connected and good. Again, we haven't got any trains, we haven't got the money for it, but money is starting to go up. So let's see how things are going on the lines. If we bring up the line manager, we can have a look and see that none of the goods lines are actually making any money yet. But production, have we got any production? Still no production. How are we going over here with the... Where's the tree farm? Okay, so production is still at 2. Try to ship more items. I am trying. I'm trying to ship a lot more items. But we should be okay. It should start coming through a bit more soon. We've got some trains coming through there. I'm glad that we got these 2 lines built. It means that this network will both have more demand and then the supply to meet that demand. So I think really to pull that extra demand in, we're going to try and buy a train. Now, the train that we're currently using is this one. So I don't see the reason why we can't maybe have another one that's the same. Let's see if we can afford it. So we're using this train here. It is relatively cheap in terms of running costs. Is it? Yeah, it's a lot more cheaper than the high-speed trains. But is a significant improvement over the long journeys, and a lot of these segments of the goods line are quite long journeys. So we'll buy... Oh, I was just about to buy that. Look down at the money, we're minus 9 million. Join me next time where we'll have more money to buy some trains. I hope you've enjoyed the construction of this, and I think we're on to a winner here. We're going to be rolling in it in an episode or 2, maybe 3. Thanks for watching, take care, and until I see you next time, goodbye.